Welcome to the second video of the Peak Health Foundations module. Today we're going to talk about why health mastery even matters, why you even need it, right? So let's just jump straight into it. This is what we'll be talking about today. We're first going to talk about the link between health and success. Then we're going to talk about health span versus lifespan. Now, you might have heard lifespan before, which is the number of years that you lived, but you might have not heard about health span. So we're going to dive deeper into that. Then we will be talking about the consequences of neglect. We'll be talking about the foundational pillars of health. And then we'll be talking about what is next. So the link between health and success. Imagine having very good health. Imagine the physical edge you would have every single day. Imagine the mental edge you would have every single day. Your superiority in terms of completing tasks, always being on top of every single thing in your personal life, in your business, whatever it is. Imagine the confidence, your physical presence. Imagine having a proper physical presence and improving your confidence around other people, around your employees, around the people you like to spend time with. And imagine the inspiration that it gives them when they see how good you are. It's the same, right? The presence. This is why being healthy can also increase your likelihood of success. Now, you could tell me, okay, we've all known business owners or other successful men who have really made a lot of money or successful in any other capacity, and they have let their health suffer. Why could they become successful? And obviously, when you have a foundation of just being young and just being able to really go through every single thing without focusing so much on your health, you can become successful. Of course you can. Of course you can. If you just don't sleep and if you outwork everyone else, yeah, you'll be successful. But your health will suffer. It doesn't have to be either or. This is what we're talking about in this course. It's really being able to use your health and leverage that into becoming even more successful. Imagine how successful you could have become if you had put your health first. Imagine the long nights, the long days where your mental capability started suffering, right? If you were healthy, if you were performing at the top level that you could, imagine how much more you could have done. And imagine how much more you can do in the future, right? So this is why health and success are linked together. You could achieve way more if you're healthy, if you're taking care of your body, because then it's going to take care of you and help you take care of the ones that you love the most. Health span versus lifespan. So health span is the amount of quality years that you live. Lifespan is just living till you're 85 and then that's it. But if your last 10 years, if your last 5 years is about suffering, then why does it even matter, right? So you want to maximize your health span. We want to prioritize quality over quantity. We want to optimize your life so you have more quality years instead of years being sick in a hospital bed. Because those last 5 years, if you're just in and out of the hospital all the time, why do they even matter? Why did you work so hard for 50, 60, 70 years if your last 10, if your last 5 years aren't worth anything, if you're just a vegetable, right? So this is why you should focus on improving your health so you have more health span. And let's talk about the consequences of neglect. Because the hidden cost if you neglect your health is really losing productivity, not being able to handle more stress, and having to force yourself every single day because you have lower drive. Now, if you have higher testosterone levels, for example, you would be having higher drive. You would be able to do stuff automatically. You wouldn't have to force yourself to do anything, to do any task. You would be motivated. You would have the energy and the capacity, the physical and the mental capacity, to go through every single thing. You could, if you wanted to, right? But if you neglect your health, you have lower drive. You lose your productivity. You have to spend more time doing certain simple stuff that other people who are in better health would spend less time doing. Simple, right? The long-term effects is that this minor negligence on a day-to-day basis of your health in the end compounds, leading to chronic issues, chronic diseases. It could be diabetes, it could be liver disease, it could be heart disease, joints in pain all the time. It could be these things. It's really, really simple. Just like your successful actions on a day-to-day basis might be very small, but in the end they will compound. This is the exact same thing with the bad actions if you neglect your health, right? So the foundational pillars of health mastery is a little bit of a preview of what the rest of the course is. So Apex Performance is about diet, optimizing the diet, elite nutrition, exercising properly, as little as possible, getting out of it as much as possible, stress management, and sleeping properly. Then you have the basic and the advanced supplementation, but that only comes after fixing the foundation. It doesn't make sense to do all those small things if you don't have the basics in order. This is like when people come to me and say, oh, should I do ice baths? And I ask them, do you even sleep properly? Do you eat properly? If you don't do that, then ice baths are not going to do anything for you. It's not going to help you really, right? Or saunas or whatever. If you don't have the foundation in order first, nothing else really matters. Now, would it matter? Yeah, it would. It would move the needle by 1 to 2%. But that's not where your leverage is. Your leverage is in the foundation, right? And this is also why achieving a proper foundation is so important. Because when you have all 4 pillars at the same time, this is where you can get to superhuman health. When you just do these 4 things, eat properly, sleep properly, train properly, and manage your stress properly. Those 4 things alone, 99% of all people can't even do those things. So if you can do those things, and then you can have all the supplementations, all the fun stuff on top of that, then you can achieve the superhuman health, right? It's very, very simple. So, the summary of why health mastery matters. We've covered how health and success is linked. Health span is more important than lifespan. Having more good years in your life here on earth is more important than just having empty years. The last 5, 10 years where you don't do anything is way more important to have a good health span. So living a good life until the day you're not here anymore is way more important. And you've seen a preview of what the 4 pillars of superhuman health looks like. Diet, sleep, exercise, and stress management, right? So, what should you do next? In the next video, we will be discussing how to define your health vision and how to achieve your goals as easy as possible now that you have a few more thoughts on why health mastery matters. Now, you're in this course, so you obviously already knew that, but it's always good to be on the same page when we discuss these things, right? So, there's nothing else to say than let's get to work.